Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kevin Jackwitz. This is the Kaged Review, and this is a review for SmackDown for 9/17/19. Yes, I am a week behind. I've been working on my channels, trying to get everything caught up, and this is not to the final look for my green screen. I'm just doing this with a cell phone right now. I got my camcorder coming, but I did want to try and kind of like play around with my green screen a little bit. So, not the final visual product, but wanted to play around with it. So as far as SmackDown goes, the New Day open. They're obviously pissed off. They lost their championships. So it's the New Day versus the Revival and Randy Orton. And this was a pretty good match, man. I really like the athleticism here. I think that everybody was, trying to tell a story with it too, which Randy Orton is very, very good at. At the end of the day, the New Day get the win, and that was not the story here at the beginning of the show. The story is after the match, Brock Lesnar's music hits. Paul Heyman announces to Kofi Kingston in the ring that Brock Lesnar is here to challenge him for the WWE Championship. This, of course, is right before they go to Fox on SmackDown. So Kofi says, you know what? I've never backed down from a fight. I want to be a fighting championship. I accept. So that match is going to take place, I believe it's October 4th, the first edition of Fox SmackDown. Backstage, you get a Bayley Sasha Banks interview where they're asking Sasha about, her response to Becky Lynch wanting to fight in Hell in a Cell. Sasha saying that, she's the only one out of the two that has fought in Hell in a Cell. So she's not worried about that. So it was cool. Then you get Michael Cole, who interviews Rowan, wearing a Cannibal Corpse t-shirt. Fuck yeah. And, people had a problem with him asking about Luke Harper and saying if you want to interview Luke Harper, go talk to him. I actually didn't mind that. I think it works for the character. So Rowan is a really good talker. I've noticed that right away. And interviews like this really help emphasize that. Like, this guy can really speak. He's a big guy, but he's not a big dumb guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he can talk in coherent sentences, which is very, very cool. So I actually thought it was a pretty good interview from Rowan. Then you get Ali versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke with Sami Zayn. The match really never gets underway. They attack Ali, and it was just pointless. So then you get Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. Kevin Owens is in the audience. Shane McMahon gets served paperwork. So then Shane McMahon goes out to the ring and he pulls on Kevin Owens to the ring. And it's a big wrongful termination lawsuit that Kevin Owens has put on Shane McMahon. And now Shane McMahon has to figure out how to get around this, obviously. So hopefully this is finally how they're going to get Shane McMahon off of TV for a while, or permanently. And it's not that I don't like Shane McMahon, to be very honest. I really like Shane McMahon, but the shtick that they've used with him, it's just old. It's done. So then you get a rehashed AOP promo from what they had on Raw. It was decent, whatever. Offset introduces Charlotte. And I don't even know who Offset is. I guess he's a rapper. And he clearly didn't even remember her first name. He's just like, Flair! Didn't even get Charlotte out. So he just looked like an idiot. So then it's Charlotte versus Sasha Banks with Bayley. This was just bad. This was just bad all the way around. I understand that they try to make Charlotte look like the biggest beast in the women's division, and she is amazingly talented and deserved. You just brought Sasha Banks back, though. She's in this massive heel position, and she's taking on the Raw Women's Championship, and you made her look weak as fuck. Why? None of that made sense to me. None of it. Are you guys really so far up Charlotte Flair's ass that you can't possibly push anybody else in the match with her? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, I love Charlotte Flair. She is amazing. But Jesus, man, they refuse to do anything with anybody else on the opposite side of that ring with her. And if there was ever a time to do it, now would be the time. Instead, they make Sasha Banks look weak as fuck. Charlotte puts her in the figure four. She almost taps out. Bayley has to come in and save her ass. And then Carmella runs down to the ring. I don't know how she's involved in any of this. They kept saying that her and Bayley were really good friends. Well, this is news to everybody. It was stupid. The whole thing was stupid. So Charlotte wins via DQ. I just, none of it was good. None of it. The Baron Corbin coronation. Chad Gable interrupts the coronation. Thank God. Baron Corbin not entertaining in any way, shape, or form. Chad Gable had a really good moment, though, and I'm really glad that they kept this going because Gable really started to make a name for himself, and they really should push him. And so Gable, he comes in, he smashes the crown, he rips up the throne, he whips Baron Corbin's ass. What more can you ask for? Heavy Machinery versus the B Team. Heavy Machinery win. Of course they do. They do nothing with the B Team. You don't expect much. So after that, you get Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan promo. Daniel Bryan saying we were friends in the ring, and Eric Rowan comes out, says we were never friends. You treated me like a servant, and I'm not going to be disrespected anymore. So it all comes down to Eric Rowan and Luke Harper start jumping on Daniel Bryan. They start to take him out. Roman Reigns comes down, and then Rowan and Luke Harper take out both Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. And it just made the two of them look strong as hell. They were trashing the entire area, and it really sold. Honestly, like it really sold. They were tearing up everything. They were pulling the mats off it to expose the concrete. They were tearing the sides off the ring apron to expose that. Throwing people through tables. Throwing people into the crowd. Slamming people on the bare concrete. It was just craziness. So it really sold. Like it was a really, really good ending. I liked the opening and I liked the ending. There was a lot in the middle I did not like. A lot. Especially the Charlotte-Sasha Banks match. I did not like that. Baron Corbin is just not entertaining, but I'm glad they kind of had the Chad Gable thing in there. So I'll give this, it was above average to me, but there was still some things in there that I just could not get past. So, I think overall, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, just slightly over the pay-per-view. Still needs a lot of work though. And part of the reason is like I really like the Rowan interview. Like I said, the big guy can talk, and they're giving him this new spot, which I really like. Shane McMahon was a waste of time. Baron Corbin to me is always a waste of time. So, I gotta try to even it out, man. So 6.5 out of 10 is where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you enjoyed this. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz. Kaged Nation, out.